Hello, traders. Good evening. Wish you all a very happy and safe Diwali and a prosperous year ahead. This is the market analysis for the current week and for Tuesday, tomorrow's trading session. Today, we would, of course, be having a short Maharat trading session, and which is primarily used to invest into the stocks that investors have already shortlisted with the sentiment that they would do well. And so, if you have already done that, you can go ahead and place your investments in your portfolio on this auspicious day. Bearing that, if we have a look at the markets on a short term basis, both Nifty and Bank Nifty for the current week, saying that this is a very short week with one more trading holiday coming in between. Let's see how we are poised and what kind of moves can we expect in the current week. This is a 30 minutes time frame of Nifty futures continuous chart with the session volume profile and the composite volume profile present here. If we have a look at Friday's move, you can see that we made a P-shaped profile with the value towards the upper end, but the closing around the value area low. Whenever you see such a profile shape occurring on Friday, then it would be ideal to wait for the test of a high or a breakout before you go long, as these buyers who had bought in on Friday were unable to hold the prices at lows. If we have to look at how the markets are expected to move during the week, and you see the composite profile, you also see that the value area of the composite profile is towards the upside. To get a little more clarity, this is the composite profile on a weekly basis. You can see that most of the week's action is covered here. If you want to get much more clarity on this, then you can use the fixed range volume profile and plot it from over the past week. You can see that we bounced off exactly from the point of control of that particular of last week. So now, moving forward, the current references of 17,500, this area becomes an extremely important support zone for our markets. If at all we hold this zone and break through the highs, then there is a good chance that we will be moving further towards the upside. The levels on the upside that I'm looking at, I have already plotted them at this moment, are 17,900 and 18,100 levels. So if we break through the previous week's high, which you can see that quite some selling had happened in this zone. You can see that we have closed somewhere middle in the middle of the value area of the previous week. So what you can understand from such a situation is that at some point on Friday, these buyers had lost steam. So the absence of strong buyers at the higher levels had triggered us to see a mild down move on Friday. So we need to be taking out the highs of previous week high. Then we are poised for a move towards 17,900 and then 18,100 references. To the downside, as I said, 17,500 zones, the pullback, the area from where we saw a pullback on Friday is a very important support. If we take it out, then there is a good chance that we can be testing 17,300 again during the week. For now, markets are poised in balance, even though the week saw a strong uptrend, a good amount of upside move, especially in Bank Nifty. If you have a look at the chart of Nifty, there is quite some balance between buyers and sellers. So right now, I would say wait for further clarity to emerge before you put on any trades. And seeing that we are almost at the end of October, we still have a couple of months remaining for the financial year. Usually, as we approach the Christmas and New Year, the holiday season, you can see the markets uh, getting a bit dull, with the exception being last year. So let's see how what kind of action can be expected in the coming weeks. If you have a look at the chart of Bank Nifty, again 30 minutes chart, you can see that Bank Nifty has made the profile structure of Bank Nifty on a daily time frame is more of a balanced profile. So again, as I said, even though we saw a good amount of up move from the start of the week from this particular zone, uh, the Friday's price action suggests quite a balanced bias between buyers and sellers at this point of time. So again, if we take out the Friday's highs, then we are poised towards 41,200 and above 41,200, 41,500. If 41,500 is taken out, then we can get into a much more accelerated, strong upside move. Don't think that markets went up, Bank Nifty already went up so much, how far it can go. These kind of breakouts from after a strong trend can actually prove to be a very strong up move and can give you beautiful profits if you make sure that you stay towards the side of the trend and do not attempt to fade. Let's plot the fixed range volume profile once over the period of a week, last week, and see how we are poised. One moment. Now, if you look at the weekly profile of Bank Nifty of the previous week, again you can see that the high volume area, which is around 40,500 to 40,300, this band has not been tested. So if we test this area, this will prove to be a very good buying area. I'm not saying that it will definitely be tested, but if at all it does, then this zone would provide to be a very beautiful buying zone. And if we don't test and continue to move up from here, then above the previous week's high will again be a very good buying zone. At this point, I wouldn't attempt to sell Bank Nifty unless at least we trade below 40,300 for 15 minutes on an intraday basis. Only then I would rather prefer being short in Bank Nifty. Instead, I would rather wait for pullback or a breakout to be long. Seeing that Bank Nifty is much more stronger than Nifty at this point of time, with the Axis Bank absolutely outperforming, and then the other banks also uh, starting to move in the broader direction of the trend, there is a good chance that we can see much more upside in Bank Nifty in the coming days, provided the ground of 4,300 and the entire high volume zone where holds. Basically, as we had opened with a gap into this zone, how you would need to interpret this area is that at this point of time, it was these sellers in the middle of the week who had come in heavily, and we saw a gap down. But then in this gap up move, the sellers who had earlier sold here had actually started to cover their positions. So right now there is not much strong selling in Nifty Bank Index when compared with Nifty. So that's the reason I'm saying we are poised for a very good up move from this particular areas. I hope this video was useful to you folks. If yes, please make sure to like and comment. And I also share my updates and live markets on my Telegram channel. The link is given in the description below. Make sure to join for the updates. Thank you all and see you soon.